Hello, I'm Jacob with the Virtual Technology Assistance Program at Thomas Nelson Community College. In the past, we've covered how to install Microsoft Office for free from the school and the basics of Microsoft Word. Today, we will be covering some of the basics of using Microsoft PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a versatile presentation software. You can create slides to convey basic information with pictures and text as a supplement for a talk or presentation that you're giving. So when we open PowerPoint for the first time, there's a bunch of templates up here. You can use them if you want, but I prefer to just use the blank presentation and then stylize the presentation when I'm done. You can always access the themes later. So here's an empty presentation, and by default, the first slide is a title page. And let's say if I wanted to give a presentation about our school, I would put the title of the presentation here, and then my name down here. Cool, now let's get to the content of our presentation. To add another slide, we can either click New Slide up here, or we can just right-click in this gray area here on the left, and click on New Slide. There's many ways to do the same thing in Microsoft Office. I encourage you to try ways you haven't used before, but if you find something that works for you, there's no reason to stop doing it. So here we go. Notice how the layout is automatically different from the first slide, our title slide here. Any future slides will follow this basic layout by default. So I think this slide will be on the different academic divisions. And below we can type in the individual department names. So here are all the divisions. Now you may have noticed as soon as I started typing, it created a bulleted list, so there's a bullet in front of each. If you want to, you can create a numbered list instead by clicking the 1, 2, 3 up here, but it makes more sense for me to have this as a bullet list. Now when creating a presentation, a good rule of thumb is to follow the 7x7 rule, which suggests that we have no more than 7 bullet points, so that's vertically, and that each bullet point has no more than 7 words, so that's horizontally. Now, of course, this is just a suggestion, but when it comes to good PowerPoint design, less is more. You don't want your audience to be overwhelmed or distracted by a giant wall of text, and you don't want the temptation of reading off of your slides. All right, so let's go ahead and make another slide, but this time let's use a different template. So to access the different slide templates, let's click the new slide with a down arrow right here. And here we can see all the different templates. So here's the title slide. Here's title and content. That's what we did before. That's our default. And for this one, I think I want to go with comparison. So we're going to compare the two campuses, the Hampton campus and the Historic Triangle or Williamsburg campus. So we have the two campuses. We have the Hampton campus, and we have the Historic Triangle campus. And for the content of each, I'll be using a picture of the respective campuses. So the easiest way to add a picture is to just click this grayed out icon right here. But again, this is PowerPoint, so there's multiple ways to do it. So we could also go over to Insert and Pictures and Picture from this device. But since this button is right here, I'll just click on that. And let's go to our downloads, and here we have a picture of the Hampton campus. And let's do one of the Historic Triangle that I have as well. Now, it is important to both have permission to use any images you use and to cite them correctly. If you don't do this, the consequences could be anything from failing an assignment to failing a course to even legal repercussions. So I'm going to add a little text box down here. Let's say source tncc.edu and make that into a hyperlink. So to make it into a hyperlink, you select the text, right click, and make it a link. And our address is tncc.edu. Cool. So if anyone clicks on that, it'll take them right to the website. Now, your instructor may want a little bit more for a source. You may have to use APA or MLA or some other citation format. But informally, as long as they can get back to the original source and you're not claiming it as your own work, then you should be good. Cool. So now that our content is finished, let's touch up the design a little bit. So let's go to Design. And here we have a bunch of different templates. I really like this one. And there's actually a few different colors of the same theme. So there's a nice blue, there's a purple, and an orange. I really like the purple, so I'm going to go with that. And notice how it applies it to the entire presentation. And it even moves things around a bit. So it moved my subtitle over to the left, and over here it changed the bullet points. Cool. So I really like the look of that. Of course, there's a lot more you can add, like, I don't know, say picture styles. So let's go to picture format and see what's there. Ooh, that looks really nice. I think we're gonna apply that to both pictures. So there's a lot in there that you can play around with. Just be careful not to add too much. In PowerPoint, less is definitely more. And if we want to present our slideshow, let's click this button up here. And there we go. We can use the arrow keys to cycle through it, go forwards or backwards. And I think the space bar will go forwards. And once you get to the end, it says end of slideshow, click to exit. Or if we want to start the slideshow on a very specific slide, we can go up to slideshow and hit from current slide, and it'll start right there. So there's a whole lot that you can do with this. So that is PowerPoint. There's a lot more to this program. If there's something you're having trouble with in PowerPoint and want me to make a video on it, leave your question in the comments or send it to vtaptncc@gmail.com. Also, if you want to take a class on PowerPoint, I would recommend ITE 115 or ITE 119. If you want a course on how to give presentations, though, I would also recommend CST 100. Happy learning, and thanks for watching.